A Swiss foreign national with billions is accused of giving millions to statewide ballot initiatives, and Nebraska's attorney general says that's in violation of state law, leading to a lawsuit he announced today. First Alert 6's Ron Johnson is live in the newsroom. Ron, you looked into this all day today. What have you learned about this billionaire?
Yeah, Aaron, a quick profile for you tonight. His name is Hans-Jörg Wyss. He founded the Wyss Foundation in the late 90s. He's from Switzerland, and according to his foundation's website, has lived in the States for decades. The AG says he's donated $500 million towards ballot initiatives nationwide, with a significant chunk spent right here in Nebraska. Attorney General Mike Hilgers called the spending a scandal in plain sight.
They're explicitly and frankly brazenly violating the law, and so we have filed a lawsuit to stop them going forward.
He names Wyss, his foundation, and several others in a lawsuit announced on Wednesday. It alleges Wyss-funded entities contributed at least $10 million to Nebraska groups for ballot initiatives, including paid sick leave, minimum wage, medical marijuana, and public school support.
In 2021, the FEC issued a ruling, mildly controversial, but nevertheless, they issued a ruling that said that the prohibition in federal law does not apply to state elections.
The Nebraska legislature passed LB 843 in 2021. It outlaws foreign nationals from directly or indirectly funding ballot questions. In 2023, the Associated Press did a report about Wyss's wealth and influence in the world of American politics. At the time, the AP reported this response. Representatives for Wyss insist they comply with laws governing the giving of foreign nationals and have put in place strict policies limiting the use of donations to issue advocacy, not partisan electoral activities. Now, Attorney General Hilgers says he's not seeking any money or damages from this lawsuit, just an injunction that would compel Wyss to stop funding any more state ballot initiatives. I did reach out to the Wyss Foundation for a response to today's announcement, but I did not get one. I also contacted a number of the campaigns the Attorney General mentioned. We do want to note they are not named in the lawsuit, but none of them wanted to comment on it, citing that ongoing litigation. Live in the newsroom, Ron Johnson, First Alert 6.
Ron, thanks. Well, just 2